Hello every lovely body. I had asked you guys to send me some weird questions, so because I thought it would be a fun idea to do like a weird questions Q&A session, and you've really sent me some completely amazing ones. I have been looking forward to this, and thank you all very much for your submissions. If you like it, you know, maybe I'll do another one again in the future, who knows. Anyway, let's get on with stuff. Danny asked, would you rather fight a horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? I feel like a horse-sized duck would actually be pretty scary. That would be quite fearsome. Like, how would you even go about fighting something like that? I guess you'd shoot it like how you'd normally fight, like how you'd normally shoot a duck, I guess, but like a really big one. I don't know. I don't like the sound of a giant duck as much as I like ducks. I would actually quite like to see what 100 duck-sized horses looks like. I think that would actually be pretty cute. I don't know if I'd want to fight them, I just want to laugh at them. Kat said, if you were to ride around on a giraffe for a day, what would you wear? And what would the giraffe's personality preferably be like? I'll tell you one thing. I used to be kind of afraid of giraffes because when I was like, 11 or something, there was this terrifying robot singing giraffe that came to our school to teach us all about health and self-esteem and safety and things like that, and its name was Harold, and it kind of emerged and withdrew into this dark box on the wall, and I just found something about this robotic giraffe to be really scary, and that image has never really left me. I tell you what though, I mean, there is no way that my giraffe is going to be called Harold, and it certainly wouldn't be singing. So it would be a non-singing giraffe not called Harold, and it would probably not be interested in safety and self-esteem and health. It wouldn't care about those things. It'd be a mean giraffe that don't give no fucks. I'm doing something weird, so maybe I'd wear an outfit made of cellophane, because why not? Bindi asked, where does food combination eaten? It might be the time I made peach bolognese. It actually went together surprisingly well. I've had cola chicken, but I think that's probably the weirdest foods I've had. Blaze asked, what is your most embarrassing moment in life? Undeniably, that's got to be when I was in second form, so when I was 12 years old. A bit of a backstory I think is required. I had quite a sheltered upbringing. I was very naive. I didn't know how I would hear things around, but I didn't know what stuff meant, and I didn't know how like sex worked until I was like 15 or something. I know, shush, it's embarrassing. So I had no idea about that kind of thing for a long time. So when I was in second form, I put my hand up in science class, and I was like, look, what's the difference between orgasm and organism? And everybody laughed at me, and I had no idea why. Nephilim Grave asked, what food would you most enjoy eating, in what environment, at what time? Ugh. Probably deep fried chocolate covered bacon pizza at anywhere, at any time, always, all the time. Helen asked, do you and Mr. Owl ever like to visit cemeteries? Yes, but only when it's dark, so that it's more scary. Ex-synthetic doll asked, what is one unique thing you were afraid of? Toothpaste. No, I mean it. Toothpaste. Every time I brush my teeth, it's like walking into a dark room full of ex-murderers. Grimstead said, how much gunk is under your left big toenail? Ooh. None, thank you. I'm very clean. Ooh. Joy said, what is your favourite horror series? I guess that's not that weird, but I really like Penny Dreadful. I'll watch American Horror Story, but I do actually I do kind of get grossed out by the really graphic, creepy stuff. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing this one right, but Ereshkika asked, do you believe in paranormal activity? Have you ever experienced an inexplicable thing? Yes, and I will tell you all about it in my ghost story series thing. Have you ever tried things related to Ouija or witchcraft? Yes. I was a lot more into that kind of thing when I was a young teenager, so about like 12, 13, 14. I was pretty big into like all the divination. I didn't see it as like a kind of a cool or evil thing. I was into it. I've still got all my books. Have you ever met someone who actually thinks he or she is a vampire? Yes, I have. And I have encountered whole communities of people on the internet who think that they are vampires, like legitimately. Anonymous asked, what is Satan's last name? I'd say it's probably Claus, because everybody knows, and if you don't know, I'm about to tell you. Sorry to break it to you, if you still believe in Santa. Santa and Satan are almost definitely the same person, if you think about it. They both wear red, they can both see you all the time, their names are anagrams of each other. You never see either of them at the same place at the same time, and they'll punish you if you've been naughty. Satan Claus? Is it okay to accept candy from strangers on Halloween? I think it would be kind of a shame if you couldn't accept candy from strangers on Halloween, because that's kind of like half the fun of Halloween, and if you couldn't trust strangers to give you candy, I think that would just be really sad. Do Jewish vampires avoid crosses or Stars of David? Fortunately, this question came up with the Q&A screening with the co-directors of What We Do in the Shadows. Somebody asked this question and I was like, oh, good, cool. It was mutually agreed upon that yes, Jewish vampires are repelled by the Star of David, but that atheist vampires are repelled by nothing, but they will disappear if you stop believing in them. Have you ever used a bow and arrow? Not a proper one, but when I was a little kid, like I remember making them. I made some out of like bamboo and string and wrapping them in crosswords because I thought that looked kind of pretty. Really function the way bow and arrow is supposed to function. What's your favourite musical? Cats, definitely. I saw Cats when I was 7 and I loved it ever since. I love Cats. Cats. Have you ever taken dance lessons? If so, what kind of dance? I did ballet briefly when I was wee, but I actually hated it. I hated ballet so much. I have always kind of wanted to do ballroom dancing, so maybe one day I would love to learn to do ballroom dancing. It just looks so pretty. Are you a good swimmer? No, I can't swim. When I did school swimming, I was put into the non-swimmer class category, but I was always determined to give it a go. One year at the school swim sports, I entered to do like 4 lengths of backstroke, and no shit, I was 2 lengths behind everyone else, and like the whole junior school was like waiting for me to finish, and I was so exhausted by the time I finally finished that my teacher had to actually lift me out of the water herself. Do you believe in ghosts? Yes. Photo of your worst hairstyle. Do you think Siamese twins should only pay for 1 ticket or 2 when going to the movies? Well, I guess it depends on what kind of Siamese twins they are, you know, like if they're just one body but they've got 2 heads, then probably they should only pay for one ticket, whereas if they're joined somewhere else and they've got like 2 bodies, so, you know, then they should probably pay for 2 seats because they've got 2 bottoms. It would be more comfortable for them anyway, wouldn't it? You used to skate, right? So why is it that when we skate on thin ice we can get in hot water? Oh, that's easy, that's obvious. Obviously the water has started out being frozen solid and it's been heated up really quickly from like underneath. So the water's really hot and obviously ice melts and always gets that like thin layer on the top. So the water is hot but there's a thin layer of ice still on the top. That's how. As someone who took a business course, maybe you could shed some light on this. If a stripper gets breast implants, can she write it off on her taxes as a business expense? I don't see why she couldn't try. I've heard of people trying to write off all sorts of things as tax expenses. She could give it a go and see how far it gets her. What are your beliefs regarding aliens? What about ghosts? Well, we know I believe in ghosts. But my beliefs regarding aliens is that, I mean, the universe is so huge that I think there has got to be aliens out there, right? I mean, we're the aliens to some other race, perhaps, but I'd say there's definitely aliens out there. I don't know if they've actually been to Earth, but legitimately, I'm actually quite afraid of aliens. I'm 1,000 times more afraid of aliens than I am of ghosts. Like, I watched once this alien abduction documentary thing, and I was awake for 2 nights convinced that aliens were gonna come get me. Would rather watch a horror movie than watch an alien movie because I find them that much more disturbing for some reason. Fuck aliens. You say your list of fears is laughably long. What is your weirdest or most irrational fear? Most irrational. The most irrational. I don't know. There are so many that are so irrational, but at least I'm aware of that. Again, I want to say probably toothpaste. I don't know, maybe petrol. I'm so afraid of petrol. And that brings us to the end. Thank you again for sending me these questions. They are fantastic. If you've got any more ideas, by all means, send me some more and I'll do this again. I've had a pretty good time. And if you want to do that, just go to my website and click the contact tab at the top of the page. Select like Q&A and just specify that your question is for the weird questions Q&A. Thank you guys very, very much for watching. I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care of yourselves and bye bye. Stay spooky. Bye.